When Nokia started off, it was the world's number one handset for 14 years straight. However, when Apple introduced the iPhone in 2007, it disrupted the mobile market. In 2012, Samsung surpassed Nokia in mobile sales, as Android gained more popularity as an OS of choice and Symbian fell out of favor. In 2017, Nokia released a new smartphone range with Android as its operating system and brought back some of their classic phones in slimmer design and new fun colors in an attempt to gain back its lost position in the market. As of Q2 2018, it is number 3 in feature phones and number 9 in smartphone globally. They still have a long journey ahead of them. When we assessed their brand, we found that they have dropped their slogan, Connecting People, in 2011, and their current purpose is very vague around transforming the human experience, with no unique positioning, which is key to regain share in the consumer mobile market. Hence, we chose Nokia as we believe it is in desperate need for a brand refresh. While the impact of technology has been largely positive in society, data and privacy have been a hot topic of discussion globally, largely due to Europe passing GDPR into law earlier this year, which saw a wave of privacy policies change and extend beyond the EU, and the likes of Facebook and Google face lines of questioning by governments in the US and Europe, as well as being fined for breaking privacy laws. Many studies have shown consumer concerns over their data. 81% feel they have lost control over the way their personal data are collected and used. 60% also care a lot about what organization might use the data for, rising to a staggering 87% among over 65s. However, they may not be as tech-savvy to realize the extent of data collection from geo and Wi-Fi tracking to microphone eavesdropping and backdoors and feel powerless in safeguarding themselves. And while younger generations take more protective actions, such as adjusting privacy settings on their mobile devices, than older generations, 69% of millennials and 81% of seniors believe tech companies don't do enough to protect users' personal data. As a result, trust in tech companies has been wavering. This is where we believe the opportunity for Nokia lies. When we looked at mobile phones on the Nokia website, we found the words safe and secure are often repeated when describing features. We also mention monthly security updates and Google Play Protect. This is clearly an edge they have over other players in the market. By putting this front and center, we'll be able to strategically position Nokia as a tech company to address these data and privacy concerns consumers have through the phones they are building. Build social and content marketing strategies around a purpose that's in line with what consumers are looking for, while setting themselves apart from competition to climb up the ranks of the smartphone market. From our insights, we see privacy-conscious people as a target customer for the Nokia brand refresh. In the markets they are most active in, which are Asia, excluding China, and Europe, they are most likely to be 25 to 50 years old and have experienced Nokia when they were younger. In fact, a Nokia phone was probably their first mobile experience, and they are likely to get nostalgic when they hear the brand name. With age, their priorities and education have made them understand the value of data protection and security. Let's imagine our John or Jane Doe. They are around 37 years old. Back when they were in university, they worked a part-time job so they can buy themselves a phone. Nokia was the phone of choice then, and was also their first phone. They now have a full-time job and doing well financially. They're most likely using another Android phone now and upgrade their phone every couple of years. But while they explore the other brands, they are also loyal to the brands they have tried in the past. Nokia had moved out of their consideration set in the last decade. There is an opportunity to reconnect with this audience to regain a spot. Taking this persona into consideration, we have mapped out the customer journey and the respective micro movements and signals to determine how we are going to address them at every stage. Starting with the first stage, C. The audience here is broad as we need to generate awareness as much as possible around the brand mission. So mobile owners who are conscious about privacy will be addressed here. Once they move to the think stage, that is upgrading their phone, we will focus on the safety and security features of the new Nokia phones. As they move into the later stage of the purchase journey, we'll ensure they know where to buy one, be it at a store nearby or online. Of course, we can't forget those who have previously owned Nokia phones before. They are the lowest hanging fruit. We'll reconnect with them on a nostalgic level as well as informing them why they should switch back to Nokia, emphasizing the data safety and security messaging. So how do we take these micro moments across the customer journey and link brand values? After careful consideration, we refresh the brand mission to restore people's control over their data privacy by creating products they can trust, that their data can be stored safely and securely. We have decided a content plan to bring the brand mission to life, tapping into the three micro moments across the consumer journey. We want to showcase how Nokia phones protect consumer data and privacy through real-life scenarios under the umbrella communication theme of Go Incognito with Nokia. Here's an example of such a scenario. We start by showing a 27-year-old woman capturing and posting her travel experience in different formats: boomerang, portraits, cinemagraphs, and so on. But none of the photos have her in them. We zoom in and see that her account has a random username and is labeled private on Instagram to convey that she is very particular about not sharing pictures with unknown people. She then taps out of the app and taps into the photo album stored on her phone, and she deletes some photos with her being goofy in them, sites she doesn't want other people to see. The voiceover says, keeping your digital footprint as private as your Instagram account. Then we cut to the Nokia logo with the line, Go Incognito with Nokia. You can see that the tone of a content will be cool but rooted, while visually it will be vibrant and colorful, using motion the way our audiences use it today, with the spectacle being the Nokia phone. To bring this idea to life, given that our audience is a mobile-first one and tend to consume a lot of video content, the majority of our content is going to be video, supported by articles on prominent websites to ensure visibility at every stage. We'll first launch with our campaign videos, focusing on the Go Incognito with Nokia sweet spot as the direction of those hero videos such as the one described in the previous slide. The goal is to generate awareness about what Nokia stands for in its repositioning. This will be supplemented with educational content about data and privacy to show Nokia as a thought leader in the space by further raising awareness about an important issue, but showing the consequences through a chat show featuring celebrities who have gone through this and their experience. While keeping the content entertaining, we are reinforcing the message of the educational hub content. As consumers move from the first phase of the campaign to the second, we are going to focus on showcasing Nokia product demo videos in a lifestyle context, with emphasis on security and safety features, to get people to consider us for their next phone upgrade. This will be supported by comparison articles as well as data safety tests with prominent text review sites like Does It Blend style content to reinforce the security features of Nokia phones. And for those who like to do their research, we'll have an additional content in the form of online reviews and listicles to further help them in making a decision to make their next phone a Nokia phone. The next phase of the strategy is to inspire and convince them to make that purchase. To do that, we are going to partner up with influencers to create content around the personal stories of data security gone wrong and how going incognito with Nokia has transformed the way they live and thrive online. We'll supplement this with more fact-based video content about data misuse. The help content will solve for the issues in the Hub video series by showing how to use the unique security settings on Nokia phones through video content that is linked to within the Hub videos, as well as articles on prominent tech sites to further build up the credibility. And of course, we can't forget about our loyal customers, whose first phone was a Nokia. For them, we launch a Switch Back to Nokia campaign, tapping into the nostalgic, simpler times and how times can be simpler again if they go incognito with Nokia. We are going to empower them to share with us their then and now Nokia phones and use that as our hub content, where consumers can connect with each other and the brand over the shared past experience. Further help content will be created around advanced security features that they'd be interested in using, convincing them to best way to stay safe and secure online is with a Nokia phone. The overarching social strategy is to appeal to different generations around the topic of data safety and privacy in relation to their lifestyle preferences on the channels they're most likely to be active in. Because our audience is quite broad, we can focus on Snapchat to target younger audiences, creating tongue-in-cheek content that disappears after 24 hours that will convey similar security features of the Nokia phones. Example, if you delete it, it's really gone, only with the Nokia phone. Go incognito with Nokia. As for millennials, we would target them on Twitter and Instagram with videos to entertain and educate them about their privacy in real life situations and how they can prevent social catastrophes by using a Nokia phone. For example, we can create a video post about a woman in her 30s checking out luxury clothes or a guy checking out some sneakers on an e-commerce website. We then cut to a scene showing them being targeted with ads from those websites showcasing products that they checked out minutes ago. Cut to Nokia, not letting leave a digital trail. Go incognito with Nokia. We can use media formats like Tweet to unlock, a Twitter, and a dark post on Instagram to distribute the content in a disruptive way. For older generations, we can target them through Facebook with Did You Know? And how to content filled with tech experts to convince them to switch to a safer option. This can be a mix of videos on our Facebook page as well as branded content partnership with tech sites pages to further amplify the reach of the messaging. YouTube could be the video content hub, increasing our discoverability through the video search and paid content. To engage with our audience, we would have an in-resident expert that is available to reply to users' questions and direct them to purchase a Nokia phone on all the above platforms. We can also conduct a listening exercise around privacy and data security keywords to understand the context of those conversations, then engage with select users to educate them about Nokia's latest offering and how it can help them. We can also host live sessions on Facebook and Instagram with influencers asking experts more frequently asked questions and invite users to pose their own questions during those sessions so they can get answered. We would aim for hero content pieces to have paid support to ensure high reach for brand awareness, along with 5 to 10% of hub and help content, and the remaining to remain organic. How we determine which hub and help content gets paid support will depend on the first 24 hours of engagement. If the content is seeing 80% higher engagement than usual, then we'll amplify it further through paid media support. Paid media support on our social content will be supplemented with paid partnerships with key lifestyle influencers across generations, who will create content using their own voice to convey our message to their followers. For our organizational approach, we have looked at the customer need. The need that we have identified is the need for data privacy. Keeping data privacy in mind, we have also looked at the sweet spot. The sweet spot is content that showcases how Nokia mobile phones protect customer data and privacy in real-life scenarios. In our attempt to combine the sweet spot and the customer need, we have looked at several stages in the creative process: define, explore, validate, implement, and measure. On top of that, we have added clear deliverables that will work towards the sweet spot. For the organizational part, we have identified the stakeholders that need to take part in this process, going from the assistant brand manager to the performance marketer to the media and creative agency. A clear role and responsibility description with the use of RACI model will finalize the approach. With this model, there will not be any gray areas. We have appointed the responsibility role to one person and the accountability role to one person per step in the process. This will improve and speed up the process in order to meet the customer's need. We hope that you have enjoyed this presentation. and we look forward to working with you to bring this marketing strategy for Nokia to life. If you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to reach out to any member of the group.